Well, welcome back. You've hung in there through a lot of content in this lecture series, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So let's review what we learned. First of all, qualitative reporting styles vary depending upon the audience and the need for information. And just remember that the closer to the front lines you get, generally the more depth and detail you need to provide. The higher up an organization, the more you need to focus on synthesis and on the main findings. The second thing is that a qualitative report should provide a strong interpretation of the data as a whole, not just looking for salacious quotes or juicy anecdotes that aren't representative of the bigger picture. And keep in mind that those kinds of things, while interesting, generally, if they're not thematic, belong in the appendix and nowhere else in your report. So try to focus on the themes and the big pictures. The third thing is that storytelling is a tool a good qualitative researcher must master to provide an effective presentation of data. And I will stand by this and remind you that tension and release is the rhythm of good storytelling. There are structures that are out there that can help you, but ultimately we want to start out by finding a starting point where we can begin to squeeze, and then when we get to the end, we can let it go. We build towards a resolution. The fourth thing is that data visualizations can enhance understanding, but good ones require a lot of time, data, and creativity to create. Journey maps and perceptual maps and other tools that we talked about, they're cool and they're useful, but they're not easy to make. So don't plan them as a deliverable unless you have a lot of time and energy and effort to be able to put into them. But if you can put the time and effort and energy into them, I think you will find that they are really effective at getting qualitative data across. Finally, presenting qualitative research is much more about summary and tantalization than it is about nuance and detail. So when you're talking to an audience, you want to make sure that you're giving them a lot less of the data and a lot more of what you have learned from the data so that you can tantalize them into wanting to read the report. Well, I'll close by reminding you that the science of what we do as researchers is in how we collect and analyze our data. But there's a real art and a style to how we present those data. Art and style come not just from our own creative ideas, but also from our own interaction with the work we've seen others put forward. So don't be afraid to study the people who you think are great. A few wells of inspiration I would recommend include TED Talks, conferences, entertainment media, and even your own colleagues. If you think someone says something in a manner that's really effective and useful, strive to learn from them and adapt what you like about their technique into your own reporting and presentation toolkit. When you get a chance to collaborate with others, share ideas and approaches and try to do something better than you've done before. You may stumble upon a style that becomes something you can make uniquely yours, and it may even make your research audience look forward to every chance that they get to hear you or to read you sharing your results.